So while we're on Cape Cod this time, we're gonna do how you can have lobster a whole bunch of different ways.
Right.
So let's start, and they should
Come, run and eat with us on Cape Cod.
with Jimi Hendrix.
Yay!
So this is Arnold's, where we're gonna get one of our things.
All right. Okay, so we got a cool lobster special dinner. It includes lobster, corn on the cob, and clam chowder for $25.99.
No, it's market price. Wishful thinking, $25.99. Market price was $31.
Side note. All right, so we're gonna try and crack into this thing and let's see what happens.
Excellent. So we had a steamed lobster
Yep.
at Arnold's. It came with corn on the cob and a little cup of clam chowder.
That's right.
Really good sized lobster. I know I said in the video that it was $31. Actually, the whole thing was $31. That included a drink.
Right.
So that was inaccurate. So I think Ann was right. It was closer to $24.
Yeah, I think that's how they advertise it on their sign right by the front. So, but it's whatever the cost is, $25 around there. It's a great deal. You can't beat having a full whole lobster with some clam chowder, which is usually about $5 a cup. So, and with a couple of drinks, it was perfect.
Yeah, I agree. Have to really work to crack it. They do give you a bib and a little fork
I wore
tool.
the bib, as you saw.
But it was delicious. I mean, fresh
It really
lobster, steamed and served. So.
It just, you have to do it yourself. So be prepared. It's kind of fun, especially, it wasn't the first time I've cracked lobster, but that was a memory of ours from way back in the day.
Yeah.
Doing it at, I think it was at Arnold's was the first time I ever did it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah. Awesome.
So what'd you think of the lobster there?
Very good.
Good.
Very tasty and fresh.
Perfect.
Loved it.
All right.
Okay, so here's another way that you can get lobster, and from the description of it, I think it may be our preferred method of all the styles we're going to show you.
Right. So let's check out the lazy lobster.
Lazy lobster.
Let's go.
So while we were at Seafood Sam's, we saw they had Lobster Bisque. That's another way that you can have lobster, so we ordered that too. What did you think of that Lobster Bisque?
This is going to be a fun day. The Lobster Bisque was fantastic. I loved it. You loved it.
Yeah, it was really great.
Lots of good chunks of lobster in it.
Yeah, it's, it was a good way to kind of eat lobster, get that nice rich lobster flavor, but in a soup.
Yes, we loved it. We would definitely recommend the Lobster Bisque at Seafood Sam's.
And what did you think of the lazy lobster?
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's it. So lazy lobster is the way to go. It is, they do all the work for you.
Yeah.
They put it in a nice buttery sauce. with some like Ritz cracker.
Yeah, breadcrumbs. I think they were Ritz cracker breadcrumbs, but they were really delicious.
Comes this little tin pan. So good, my man. So good.
The only thing I would say is it's a little bit of a cost when you're not getting as much lobster meat. Like it cost about as much as the steamed lobster did at Arnold's.
Right.
But not quite as much lobster.
Right. Now,
but still, you don't have to do anything.
It did
so you're paying for that convenience.
Came with coleslaw.
Came with coleslaw and fries.
Yes. And you could substitute for a little upcharge for like onion rings or potato or something like that.
Yeah, and I think you could even get, for no upcharge, you could get fries or rice.
Couple choices.
Couple of choices that were included in the price. So that was good.
It is still worth it though.
For them to do the work.
For them to do the work.
That's true.
So you get it all in that wonderful buttery sauce.
Absolutely.
Glad we don't live nearby.
Yeah. So now we're going to get a traditional lobster roll. It's the lobster meat mixed with cold, with mayonnaise and stuff like that. This one's a little different because it's got a Meyer lemon mayo, so it's kind of exciting, and bib lettuce, but they're always loaded from a top-loaded bun.
And they usually come with chives.
This one usually comes with chives.
And we decline that, so just to let you know. All right, so let's enjoy a classic lobster roll here on Cape Cod.
And we're at the Knack in Orleans.
All right.
So this is a lobster roll served cold, and it's got knuckles and claw meat, and it's, as I said, with a lemon mayonnaise, and it's got a little Boston bib lettuce in there.
That's a good bite. Well, how'd you like it? You liked it?
Yeah.
Good.
Really nice. While the warm is good too, this one isn't overdressed with mayonnaise. So that's nice. It's got you can really taste the lobster meat.
Oh, that's great.
And it's good. So,
perfect.
I don't think I'm going to share this.
Whoa, hold on.
So yeah.
Whoa,
bye.
Whoa. Hold on, hold on.
All right, I'll share it with him. We're out at the Skipper Chowder House.
Right.
And we're going to try another way that you can get lobster. And we've seen the lobster roll already. And it's, you know, lobster claws and knuckles all mixed together with mayonnaise served cold on an open-faced bun. Or an open-topped bun.
Right.
This is a little different.
Yes.
This time, they take the knuckles and the claws, the same thing, but they toss it warm in butter and mix it into the open slit bun.
Now, it's usually referred to as what? It's usually like a Connecticut roll.
A lot of people say Connecticut roll, yeah. Put me on the spot. Yes, a Connecticut roll. A lot of people consider it because it doesn't have the mayonnaise and it's not served cold.
So we're going to try that today. Perfect.
As we take our tour of ways you can eat lobster.
Ooh, hopefully we enjoy this one too.
Yay!
Yay!
Buttered lobster roll at Skipper's was tasty. It wasn't our favorite of the things that we were having, but it is one way to have lobster.
Right.
And it's different than the traditional cold served lobster roll.
Right. We do love the way a Connecticut roll is with the buttered lobster on a bun. The problem was the bun was a little burned. We were kind of surprised they actually served it to us on a burned bun.
It was very cooked.
So it kind of really takes away from the lobster.
Now the lobster meat was piled on top, so
you just eat
unlike the lazy lobster, this you were getting your money's worth of lobster for sure.
Yep.
So, but that's another way you can have lobster.
Yes.
So now on our lobster all different kinds of ways tour, we're going to the Lobster Pot.
Yes.
Which is up in as far north as you can get in Cape Cod and Provincetown. Thank you so much.
You got it.
And the claim to fame for this place is Anthony Bourdain worked here at one time. So
cool.
It's got a little extra bit.
Right.
Can't wait to see. I know they've got a ton of lobster options, so let's see what we get.
All right, let's go.
So Lobster Pot was definitely different ways to have lobster, and this place has
so many ways.
Every kind of way you want to have lobster,
yes.
They've got it. They got the bisque, they got the steam, they got the rolls. We had the lobster egg rolls.
Yep.
What did you think of those?
It's one egg roll. They cut it in half, which is perfect. You know, it was very tasty inside. The only complaint I think both of us had was it was a little greasy.
Yeah.
So it was kind of dripping onto the plate a little bit. But the sauce it came with was a little spicy, but
yeah, it was a
really
nice
good.
sauce. That's
it was
for
a nice
sure.
Creamy sauce.
But it was definitely, I felt like you could still taste the lobster in it. So it still was pretty good. Then we also had the Lobster Arancini, which is a deep fried rice ball.
Right.
It's a very traditional Italian dish. It did have lobster in the center.
Right.
And a nice tomato sauce. Now, what I would say about this one, it was very tasty, but I didn't taste the lobster at all.
You lose the lobster.
The tomato sauce took it over.
Yes.
And that's
There's
all I
some peppers,
tasted.
I think, inside.
Yeah, they had red peppers inside.
Yeah.
So it was very, those flavors were forward as opposed to the lobster itself.
And then for an entree, we shared the lobster ravioli Alfredo.
Correct.
So,
and that was kind of nice because it had vegetables.
Yes, it had
too.
some vegetables mixed in. It was coated with a little cheese on top. For me, it was a little heavy. So I think after having...
And I loved it.
So after having the other two dishes, I was probably a little full. So it wasn't, it was just too much, I think, for me. I think the Alfredo sauce mixed with the big raviolis were a little too much for me.
Yeah, it's not a lot of raviolis, so it was perfect for us to share.
Yes.
Because we had the other two things. You enjoyed the sliced vegetables.
Yes.
Even though you probably would have preferred them without the Alfredo sauce.
Well, that's true.
But the lobster pot
right.
has lots of different options.
So many.
It was really cool to walk in the entry because it's a small little entry, and then you go through all the kitchen. Then there's a big dining room upstairs and downstairs that faces the water. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, the front of that place, it's very iconic, but it's very misleading. You think it's going to be a tiny little place, and it's got a very nice sized dining room in the back, and it's on the water, so can't beat the view.
So we've been all around having lobster all different ways. Best way to stop is lobster ice cream. Never had it before. It's a butter base and it's a harder ice cream. So if I break apart a little bit, don't make fun of me. Here we go. Big piece of lobster in there.
How is it?
Really taste the butter. Really taste the butter. But it's chewy. It's unique, for sure. So now we have shown you all different kinds of ways that you can get lobster on Cape Cod.
Yes.
What were your top ones that you really liked?
Oh man, well,
who are the winners of this quick fire challenge?
He's been watching a little
Top Chef
right now. I really enjoyed the lazy lobster. That stands out in my mind so much. Lobster Bisque, that's another one that I don't think you can go wrong. It was offered at a lot of different places. I only got it at the one place this time, but I think if we go back to the lobster pot, I'm getting Lobster Bisque.
I think that's a great idea. We've had cold lobster rolls or New England style lobster rolls at lots of different places. I really liked the one at the Knack because it had that lemon aioli for the mayonnaise. So it had a nice little bright acidic flavor in it. You
really get the flavor of the lobster.
Yeah, and the bun wasn't over toasted.
Right.
So that definitely helped. So that was one of my favorites. And even this, I'm still a traditionalist, so the steamed lobster at Arnold's, you can't go wrong with that.
You can't go wrong with that.
It's a iconic place on Cape Cod.
Right.
And how do you not get a steamed lobster there?
You can't. You can't help yourself.
Thanks for coming along and watching all our different takes on lobster in Cape Cod.
Right. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more videos.